are they all going to be in on Wednesday?
Yes.
All right. So then I was going to ask about Pouliot, how and his health and everything. Is he?
Yeah. Well, right now all 4 guys are eligible to play and should be in the lineup. So we'll see. We'll make the determination of what we do for sure tomorrow at practice. Today was more just a skill day and get guys back acclimated and meet with guys and things like that. But I mean, they're all eligible to play, health-wise and things like that. But our actual lineup decisions haven't been made yet.
I gotcha. I've asked you this before, but like when you talk about adding that kind of talent, what do you think it does for your lineup?
Well, it's like everything when guys come down. It's not the team with the most talent that wins. And it's not who's in your lineup or who's out of your lineup. It's what that particular group does and how that group plays. So what does it do? It gives us some depth. It gives us some guys that have been here for a while and some real quality players and real quality guys. Now what that does to our team is really going to be determined. We've met on some things today. We're going to meet on some things again tomorrow and have a good practice. And then we want to make sure that for us, the group that we decide to play is going to be invested in the series and invested to be able to play the right way. So, we say it all the time. It's nice to have players come back, but we were pretty good without them too. So we want to make sure that our group's in the right mindset prior to going into Wednesday's game and be ready to compete.
Yeah. Do you have reservations about messing with a lineup that was so effective in games 1 and 2?
No, because we changed one of the guys out, game to game. So, and like I said, you're not going to be able to play with the same lineup all the time through the playoffs. You get injuries and you get things like that. But as I said, the big thing is to make sure that the group that we have is ready to play a certain way and be real invested in what we're doing. And if we do that, it's not going to guarantee we're going to win a game, but it's going to give us the best chance.
Is the case with Sundqvist, is that different? Or is he a guy that, would be a consideration to get right in the lineup?
Yeah, he's a consideration. I think, he's a little bit different just in the sense he came over from Europe and just got done, and I think he had a little banged up in his series. So I think with him, we're going to see where he's at health-wise first, and then evaluate him based on whether he is or isn't ready to play.
The last thing I wanted to ask you was, I thought it was significant that you stuck with the skills practice even into the playoffs. That was something you were very committed to, huh?
Yeah, it's something I think we've done all year long. We've seen significant improvement in our guys. I think when you really talk to the players, there's a belief system there that they really feel like they've gotten better individually from it. We've seen it as coaches, just in even the way that we can score some goals now. And our shots are better, one-time shots. I think if you look at this weekend, it was 3 or 4 times. It was one-timers that went in the net that we hadn't had in the past. And the other thing is, I think when you get in this time of year, you could either have, a practice, but our practice tomorrow is going to be very systematic to what we're going to do to our opponents. So it's important that guys they get to shoot a lot of pucks, they keep their skill work, they keep their hands, and those are things that are real important, particularly as you go through the playoffs. So to us, our process of getting ready for a game is no different than it is in the regular season. But for us, a big belief is we want to continue the skill development and make sure that we don't take that away just because we're in the playoff series, because a lot of the practice tomorrow, a guy may only get 5 or 6 shots in tomorrow's practice, where today he got probably 200.
Do you think things are coming together for you at the perfect time as far as players coming back from Pittsburgh, you have players getting healthy here and returning to action, and you're getting results in the first 2 games?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's all how it's managed. I think if you look at down the stretch, the last 2 weeks of the season, we lost those defensemen and had guys out of lineup, and we found ways to win. That's one situation to deal with, and we dealt with that well. Now we have some bodies coming back, and we have guys that are transitioning from the National Hockey League back down here. So how we handle that situation is really going to determine whether we continue to have success or not. So there is no perfect time. There's always situations and circumstances that change, and the way you manage it as a coach and as a team and together as a group to make sure that we're on the same page and we're all one heartbeat doing the right thing, that's truly what's going to determine whether we continue to be able to play well and win hockey games, and that's what our focus is going to be on.
You said a lot of times that it's important to keep a level head and keep the focus on improving from game to game, but don't you also want to have your guys carry confidence with what they've accomplished and carry that into the next game too? Do you kind of try to balance that?
Yeah, I think when you play well, you get confidence. Even if you didn't win a game and you played real well, when you go through it the right way, if you take the end result out of a game and you go through it, through your video, through your own statistics, the players know, and really how you've gone about it over the course of 76 games, that there's times where we win and play real well, there's times that we lose and play real well. You should gain the same confidence about that, because you know the process is right. So for us, that's what it is. Now when you play well, we happen to win 2 games, and we played well, so there's confidence in that for sure, in the individual players, but also in what we're doing is the right thing right now. We have to, but that's not going to remain status quo. We got to continue to get that process better. But the confidence, true confidence, comes from playing well. Whether you win or lose, if you play well, you got confidence in your game, and that's what we've done all year long.
Okay. Going up to Syracuse, do you expect anything different from them playing in their own building, a smaller building, kind of like Binghamton's, I guess? Do you expect anything different from them?
I wouldn't say necessarily different things. I think anytime the course of a series goes on, there's different things teams try to do. But I know it's going to be a very competitive game. I think that's something that we know going into it, that it's going to not be a lot of time and space on the ice. There's going to be a tight checking game, and it's going to be pretty intense. So we're aware of that. We need to make sure that our mentality and team mindset is where it needs to be able to compete the way we need to win a hockey game on Wednesday.
The less time and space on the ice, the tighter game, that's a result of the smaller building?
Well, I think it's a combination. I think they play that way anyways. I mean, even here, there wasn't a lot of free ice for us. They check well. They have a lot of competitive players, so I don't think that changes. The rink is a little bit smaller, so that time and space is slightly more limited than it might be playing in Wilkes-Barre, but I think it'll be very similar games to what we've seen so far.